This time on Highway Thru Hell.
Got one shot.
Reliable's balancing act.
How close are we to that truck?
Slowly come back.
Comes down to inches.
Oh! Might just barely do it.
Big Green
Oh!
is maxed out.
That doesn't sound good.
That excavator is in there.
And aggressive
Try to get his tracks this way.
gets down and dirty.
Watch yourselves, boys.
How are we looking up the coast today, guys?
It's a little slippery in some sections.
High in the Cascade Mountains. Traffic makes its morning push
An old school trucking today.
through southwest British Columbia.
The Coquihalla is the most important route for the province to transport goods as well as for people to travel throughout BC.
Let's get going.
It's a highway that's open 24/7 and it demands 24/7 attention.
Truckers face a steep grade on their route to the coast, making the Zopkius brake check a vital stop.
It says brake check, you gotta stop. If you don't, you'll get a ticket.
Before they descend the mountain pass.
Did I hear somebody say there was a wipe out at Zopkius? There's a truck in the ditch in the entrance of Zopkius.
A little bit icy up top.
Heading to the scene in 50-ton heavy metal. Reliable towing lead operator, Andy Cullum.
You can handle pretty much anything in this truck. It's pretty well outfitted. Let's go get her done. Being Reliable's leading in their big recovery truck, it comes with more pressure and responsibility to successfully pull everything off.
Yeah, just tow truck had that accident.
Nasty.
The semi-driver misjudged the edge of the road, sending a full load of refrigerated pork into the ditch, right at the entrance to the busy brake check.
The brake check is where every commercial truck has to come, so you know there's going to be heavy traffic. We need to get this done. We need to get opened up.
Let me figure.
Backing up Andy in the 50-ton Hornet
66 gross.
66 gross, yeah.
is Reliable's newest recruit,
Slippery over here.
Dalen Golish.
It's pork in there, so everything's loose.
I had 3.5 years up north working on a 50-ton heavy wrecker and about 2 years in central Alberta.
Very important not to open up that door. It's like a $10,000 fine or something for them if we break the seal.
We're just gonna kind of get our feet wet again and see where it goes.
Being as we're in the brake check, we can't block the road.
Okay.
So we have to stay on the side. Limited angle on everything.
They can't stop traffic for the recovery.
This thing is right at the entrance of the brake check, where all the trucks got to come through.
Pull up. Get going, buddy.
And the morning rush
Get him over there.
is building.
It's going to get busy quickly, so we need to work as efficiently as possible to get this uprighted and out.
This is the best place ever for a wreck.
Watch yourself coming into the brake check here.
I don't like that at all.
Get into the brake check up here, or is it plugged?
Near the Coquihalla summit,
We're moving slowly.
Go on, buddy.
Team Reliable faces a semi in the ditch
That poor truck.
at the entrance to the brake check.
We got a load of pork, and then you have the weight of everything else. There's a lot of weight in play here.
But they can't unload the C-can
That sucks.
or stop traffic.
Figure we'll separate the can from the chassis, pull the chassis and the truck out of the way, and then we'll bring the can up.
I'll get down there then. We're gonna undo the locks and take the chassis away from the C-can.
The plan here is to turn the pins so that we can separate the box from the chassis. On a C-can chassis, you have 2 pins at the front. You have 2 pins at the back that lock the can in.
Yeah, the back's off.
If I can hook to the truck, we can pull it forward and off.
To fully detach the chassis, they'll need a strong pull forward.
All right. So we're gonna try and get the chassis to come away. Makes me nervous. The fear would be that maybe the trailer shifts a little bit and puts somebody in jeopardy.
Look at that. Careful. Watch for flying pieces.
Anyone know how the Fraser Valley looks today?
130 kilometers southwest.
Highway's good.
In Abbotsford.
Big Al and the green machine.
It's one of those things we do when we're not towing on the Coquihalla.
Al Quiring is headed off the highway to an inside job.
We're going to do a little bit of winch work for a local business. They've got some obsolete machines that are very, very heavy. So we're just going to help them out with the big tow truck.
These machines are like 80,000 pounds. So it's kind of a specialized operation.
An injection molding business
This is strange.
has called in an unusual request.
All this equipment is obsolete now, so it's got to go. We're bringing in newer machines. Yeah.
Al must tow the old machines out of the factory to hand them off to a 62-meter tall crane.
It's a 200-ton capacity crane.
The first and heaviest piece of machinery
I would say 90,000 pounds.
is already outside the building.
Good little traffic jam, eh?
I pulled the machine out yesterday because the customer was pretty concerned about the cost of the crane.
Taylor, probably softeners up here on those edges because it's going to pull in and they're quite sharp.
Crane operator Aaron Minier
Keep coming, and hold it there.
has been trying to lift the machine onto the low bed trailer.
Yeah, I don't think this thing is balanced very well.
The injection molding machine consists of 2 parts. The injection unit, which heats and pushes through plastic pellets, and the clamping unit, which presses the plastic into shape.
Inside, it's a hydraulic piston in there. So that piston, I bet you 30 inches around, probably 5 feet long of solid steel.
That's a big chunk of steel. Is it gonna lift? Is it not gonna lift? Still heavy on one end, eh?
Oh, that's nasty. The operators are having a hard time getting the center of gravity to balance to pick that up safely.
An unbalanced lift could cause the machine to slip, shock loading the crane.
These cranes are not built like a tow truck where it'll take a big shock load. You break one of those straps, the crane's gone.
Al lets the crane team
You can only make suggestions.
work through their process.
So you basically have to let them sort it out.
Yeah, I think they just figured out that's heavy on the other end.
The costs are gonna add up because we've got equipment standing by, the tow truck, the low beds, the crane.
Time's a ticking.
Let's go!
This accident brake check or what?
Up on the coke,
Truck's off the road there.
at the brake check entrance,
2 reliable trucks there, shouldn't take them too long.
Team Reliable separates a C-can
Good plan.
from its chassis.
I'm just gonna take all my rigging off the back here, and Andy will set up for the big pull out.
There's always pressure to get everything out as quick as you can. You have to keep the off-ramp open, keep everything flowing and traffic moving. You ready?
With the power of his 3 drive axles.
Call this truck heavy metal. Tri-drive means it can tow a lot more weight.
Andy will try to drag the rig
Just watch yourself there.
out of the roadway.
Oh, Andy, hey!
And the brake check is a single lane, so watch it.
On the Coquihalla,
Ready?
Reliable's attempt to drag a tractor and chassis away from the brake check entrance.
Oh, Andy, hey!
Has hit a snag.
Taking the whole container with you.
One of the rear tires caught on one of the floor braces of the container.
I'll back up and drag it over 6 feet.
We just gotta slide the back over and get it clear.
Ugh. I can't work without gloves. You guys are nuts.
New hire Dalen uses Hornet to pull the tires away from the C-can.
Yeah, that's good.
So Andy can resume towing the rig out of the entrance.
Probably drive now.
Half the wreck is out of the way.
What's those westbound scales doing? Been helping driver, I'm just heading there now.
But the clock is ticking on the C-can, loaded with $500,000 of pork.
Without the truck and trailer, the freezer doesn't work. Let me see where the trailer is. So keep everything sealed up and get it under a refrigerator again as quick as we can.
Andy checks in with dispatch.
What's the possibility to get the can back on that chassis?
This chassis is not roadworthy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
We don't want to send it down a hill with the ruined trailer.
We'll get that sorted out. Thanks.
Now they'll need to wait for a replacement trailer chassis.
Good luck with that.
In the Fraser Valley,
Time's a ticking.
a crane team struggles with a piece of heavy machinery.
It's not a balanced thing.
So picking it up with what the prescribed lifting points are according to the diagram is not going to work because the balance is off, so it's going to sit cockeyed.
So, like you see on the manual,
Yeah.
it wants you to pick on the end and right here. We did that and teetered up.
Now it's time for Al to add his expertise.
Look at the picture again, though, because it's looking like that ram is pushed out.
In the diagram, it's showing it retracted, but in actuality, this hydraulic ram is extended, so the balancing is going to be completely different than what these guys are trying to do in the book.
I would take those things and move them up to there.
It's a little bit heavier on one side, so you got to adjust the center of balance.
There we go, boys. It's looking a little more balanced. It's a good lift.
Let's throw her on.
With the first unit loaded,
One more piece.
Al's up to bat with Big Green.
Now back in the wrecker, we'll pick this up. I think this happened. Yes.
Al backs in through tight quarters.
This machine, we've got what they call machine skates underneath it.
Okay, you guys ready?
He needs to carefully roll the 45,000-pound machine
High center of gravity.
out of the building.
It's towing, anything can happen. We'll just go ahead nice and slow.
And once I pick it up, all the weight is on the skates, and that's the sketchy part.
just watch the wheels. There'll be a point where something could go wrong.
But I deal in sketchy every day.
Al has to rely on spotters to monitor the move.
Whoop.
I feel sorry for those little wheels because they're packing a lot of weight.
Hang on!
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Don't go flying into the brake check today.
Back up near the mountain pass.
They're pulling a wreck out of the ditch there.
Now the hard part.
Team Reliable needs to move a 70,000-pound sea can without closing the brake check.
We don't gotta get it far. Hopefully we can slide it up and out.
Earlier this morning, the driver misjudged the shoulder and rolled his reefer container into the ditch.
Because it's an international load going overseas on a container ship, it has to be sealed. There's a little green seal on all these things. It's a really big fine if we break it, so it's got to stay closed.
With a $500,000 load of pork,
Well, the container's got no cooling of any kind, so we're under the gun to get it out quick.
and a replacement trailer hours away.
They can't make it here quick enough.
Andy and Dalen get started.
We go to work, let's stand this up. And then we'll see about moving it over there. And we're gonna get the can into the brake check to get it out of the way of the traffic.
They rig to the corner pockets of the sea can.
The max weight on the container is 77,000 pounds, which is about 34,000 kilograms. So that's heavy.
Working from the shoulders, high and low lines from Heavy Metal and Hornet will roll the sea can upright so that it can be dragged into the brake check.
Pull on the high one.
The sea can is upright, but now they have to move it.
We need to pull it sideways. That's not as easy. It's very heavy, and there's no wheels under it anymore, so we gotta work it out for us.
So I'm gonna put the snatch block on there and the hook back to there. Try to pull it up and out. Try pulling.
Andy and Dalen try to slingshot the sea can between them.
Careful with this one.
To bring it up to the road.
Hang on. We're fighting each other too much. Andy, you're pulling me over with you.
In Abbotsford,
I'm lifting it now.
Al Quiring is rolling the last piece of heavy machinery.
Might just barely do it.
To a waiting crane outside. But exiting the building.
Hey! Hey, on!
The plan goes sideways.
The skate came off. So it hit the lip and it came up.
Replacing the machine skate will be a costly delay.
Time is money.
But there's another option.
We might be able to get it from here.
It's gonna be tight.
Al has pulled the 40,000-pound machine just within reach of the crane.
Well, all the weight's there, so I'll pick here and here probably.
Doesn't look heavy. But boy, is it ever.
With Al standing by for support.
I want to be boomed up towards me so we pull it away from that door.
They've got one shot to make the lift.
We're cutting into my lunchtime though, so I gotta go.
That's one second. Coming up on a line nice and slow. there. Let it drag a bit. You're good. It's on it.
The last thing you want to do is be in a pickle and not have a fork to get yourself out of that jar.
I'll make sure we get this lift on. Still too far out that way.
Coming up.
That's looking better. Might not be too bad.
Nice and slow.
We're just gonna drop it on the ground. There's no truck here.
The low bed will return for the final piece.
We got the project completed. I mean, it took a little bit of time for the initial lift.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
You know, on the most part, went tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Hey, Al.
Yeah,
Good job.
thank you, lads.
Thanks for coming out.
All right, couldn't have done without the crane guys back there either.
Customers happy. Sometimes the clouds part and rose petals do fall, I'll tell you.
Firings are doing its thing. We got a jam up at the brake check.
Up the coke.
Recovery there,
At the Zopkius brake check entrance, Dalen is on the losing end of a tug of war with a loaded sea can.
Hang on. Because we can't close any part of the lane, we gotta work on the shoulder. It's gonna be a challenge. We're fighting each other too much. Andy, hey, you're pulling me over with you. I gotta let go. Wreckers are designed to work off the back end, not off the side.
They adjust their low lines.
We just gotta figure out the equilibrium. Back to where we can see now.
To slingshot the sea can onto the road.
I'm gonna winch in. Ah, come on. I'm on the white line there. All we gotta do now is just break free, my end, and land to do the rest.
If I just pick up this end, then clutch pull it over there.
With truck traffic showing no signs of slowing, Andy hooks up.
There we go.
For a quick move out of the entrance.
Once we get this out of the way, it'll be safer for everybody in the brake check. Get everything clear, get everything flowing again.
Loaded with $500,000 of pork.
The guy's plugged into it now, making sure it's chilled, so.
The sea can is secured.
All we need is somebody to bring the chassis out.
And ready to be loaded on a new trailer.
The ugly part's done. Now the hard part.
The exit is clear. They got rid of the semi. Coastal winter, we call it.
100 kilometers southwest.
Is that what it's called?
Down in the soggy Fraser Valley.
Stuck in the mud.
A farmhand trying to level the field
This thing's really stuck in here.
has dug himself into a muddy pit.
The new kid, he had to move pile material over there. And for some odd reason, he decided to dig a hole. Decided to get it incredibly stuck.
But the crew sent to retrieve the excavator
Yeah, let's dig her out.
is in over their head.
The machine usually can get itself out, but someone made a real big mistake on this one.
Water and clay and mud, so it's just like quicksand. Holy moly, man.
Bringing in extra muscle in the form of a 50-ton rotator.
We got an excavator buried in the mud.
Aggressive Towing's lead operator, Chris Mervin.
I don't know if the excavator slid into the hole or if he just drove it in. I mean, it's definitely not supposed to be in there, though.
See if we can give him a hand and bring Robbie with me today.
Rob Lewis is also on hand to help Swamp.
My job today with Merv is my normal. Merv gets to stand and operate, and I go do the dirty work.
We did good.
You've been digging, boys.
If we get all the mud out,
Yeah.
it doesn't help we're in the water table, so it keeps filling up. You can see there, look.
Well, then shovel quick.
10 feet down, the excavator has reached the water table. An aquifer stretching underneath 208 square kilometers of farmland.
Why so deep?
No idea.
Can you see that pin in there or no?
That's what we're working on.
Getting closer?
Deep in the mud. There's a pole point on the underside of the excavator.
I like having the shovel operators on hand. Makes my job a lot easier anyway.
Today we had help, and I didn't have to do the dirty work.
And I'll back up. I'll come this way, and we keep the ass end of my truck. Somewhere close to this gravelly looking stuff.
If Bertha breaks through that, she's likely going to end up just as deep as the excavator in this muck.
That excavator is in there. We want to stay on top, that's for sure. Once we break through is when you start to have problems. A little nervous. I mean, I don't want to look like that thing either.
Looks pretty clear right now.
In the farmlands of the Fraser Valley,
Clear as mud.
Merv gets positioned
I'll try wiggling my truck in.
to rescue a dug-in excavator.
Just driving in here, I'm leaving some nice ruts. This is about as close as I'm gonna get to them.
Getting Bertha in a position where she's straight on with the excavator gives the most advantage to being able to pull that excavator out of the mud.
Try to create some lift to get the nose of them tracks back up on top. If we can break the suction, we'll be winning.
This kind of mud, it just sticks to you, and it makes everything heavier and harder to deal with.
Hooking on to the dugout pin of the excavator,
Everyone out?
Merv starts pulling.
Keep moving. We're not sinking in too bad yet.
If we're sinking, then that means we're really pulling on this excavator.
But they need the power of both machines
Hey, Robbie, get the boom out.
to pull the excavator out before it drags Bertha in.
By using the excavator's arm and the tracks, we're actually breaking suction at the same time as Bertha's winching on it.
Try to get his tracks this way.
Just as the excavator breaks free,
You're okay.
it threatens to tip back in.
Can you spin your arm to the backside?
But with the boom now keeping it stable,
Okay, you can start walking back. Keep going.
the machine
Slow though, slow.
finally rolls onto firm ground.
One excavator out of the mud, boys.
I'm really happy to get it out.
Teamwork. It's always teamwork.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, she's a little muddy after that little bath.
These boys on scene, they're willing to dig, they're willing to get muddy, and, they got great attitude.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for the help.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for digging.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's get out of here, Robbie.
We set out to get this thing out of the hole, and it's no longer there. So overall, 10 out of 10.
Russell did a good job. She got cold fast.
An hour northeast,
I pulled in the brake check and holy smokes, it was slippery.
high on the Coquihalla,
Pretty greasy up here.
night has fallen.
Oh, I got slippery out.
and a replacement trailer
It's about to get busy here.
finally arrives for Team Reliable.
So we gotta deal with the can. We're both gonna come off of this side so that he can pull under from that side.
I think we'll be all right.
It'll be fine. If not, we'll blame it on Hunter.
Hey, no.
Swamper Hunter Bradley will lend an extra hand on the lift.
Hunter's here now to help us break things.
Keep going.
Then get a little experience. He's trying to move his way up.
Well, how far has that reached?
We can use all the help we can get. Be like max lift.
Yeah. This is 77,000 pounds. When we reach at half boom, there's just no room for error, right?
We need to line everything up
Okay, let me set up to match you then.
to be able to lift all that weight.
Okay, that should be good there.
Let's see if we get it high enough.
Lines from Heavy Metal and Hornet will run to the top corners of the C-Cam, lifting it 4 feet off the ground so a driver can back the new chassis underneath.
As it lifts up, it's gonna go towards the truck. You'll see. We'll help you when it gets there. You got one shot.
With the driver prepped, it's showtime.
Okay, send her up.
Okay, I'm off the ground. Okay, I'm set.
Up.
Up we go. I think for any 50-ton wrecker, this is a hell of a lift.
How close are we to that truck? Bring that truck back. I think he'll fit under. Get him slow.
You have to hope that you're high enough that it doesn't get bumped when the chassis backs under it. If he's gonna touch it, just stop him. Yeah. That guy's skills are gonna basically make or break this.
Slowly.
If he can back under it nice and straight, then we're in good shape. But if he's got to readjust a bunch of times and can't get it, we might be in trouble.
With only inches to spare on one side,
Slowly come back. You're good. Keep coming back straight.
the driver tentatively reverses under.
Keep going.
And all this is being done in a parking lot that is a complete sheet of ice.
Slowly. All he's doing is spinning.
Is he spinning?
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
At the Zopkius brake check,
Is he spinning?
Reliable's precarious C-Can transfer risks slipping away.
The driver of the chassis is reversing in the ice with an empty trailer. This guy's got no traction. Throw a couple of chains on him.
You want to throw one on the other side too, Andy?
Yeah. Right here. Nothing like throwing chains while balancing 70,000 pounds in the air.
Not supposed to admit that we're scared, but I'm scared a bit. The more time under tension, obviously the more chance of risk, right? What if the wind picks up? What if a crow flies? What if? Sooner the better. Get it done.
Well, he should be better now.
But even with chains, the driver struggles on the uneven surface.
You want me to get in there and do this?
How many 53-footers have you backed up?
Unless you back it up and I'll guide you in.
Andy steps up
Can I try?
to show them how it's done.
I now have the challenge of trying to line this trailer up front and rear
No pressure.
In a sheet of ice with no drive time in the seat of this truck. It's just get her done.
Should be good, straight on.
When the chassis backs up under the container, they only have a couple inches for the pocket to sit into the locks. So this has to be done pretty accurately.
But this time, with Andy behind the wheel,
Okay, keep going. Oh!
the chassis is lined up for the pricey load of pork.
Can I get this thing off my boom now?
Ready?
Okay, out.
Woo!
She's on.
We're there. Perfect. Nice. We got it set down on it, everything's secure and ready for transport.
All right.
We work well as a team.
Good work, man.
Good job.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we saved hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially for the customer. I think overall it was a good wreck and a good recovery and a good day. Relief. Big relief.
Pressure is extreme, but the job stays the same. We have the right equipment, we have the right people, and the work gets done.
We didn't die.
Didn't die, we didn't bend nothing.
No.
You want to do it again?
Win-win.
No, I don't.
Sure do. This was an easy one.
Right on, good job, Chief Reliable. Anybody just come off the coke and they tell me how it is?
The next day on the Coke,
Pretty ugly up there this morning.
rising temperatures
Looks pretty messy.
bring treacherous conditions.
Last night they have a lot of snow.
Heading up the hill in a Jamie Davis 1-ton,
I'm going on top of the Coquihalla. There's a transport Peterbilt that is stuck on the ice.
rookie operator Maxim Chamberlain Norman.
Yeah, today it's my first time that I'm gonna recover a semi.
This will be a big job for Max. You gotta be quick, you gotta be efficient at it,
Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to do the job.
think on the fly, solve problems when they happen.
Pretty slippy.
Stuck in wet snow.
You know, just get it done, do it.
Maxim's first stuck semi puts the greenhorn to the test.
They've been waiting, right? So you need to be quick and do what you can to help him.
With only 5,000 pounds in the trailer, it's too light to get traction.
Even if you have a good truck, you can't go nowhere with no weight in the back.
Did you try to put the chain on?
Yeah, but it's just...
Chain is broke. The truck just spin and spin and spin, so I'm gonna put some salt in front of the tire. I'm gonna shovel a little bit.
Every second the semi sits in the snow
The truck needs to get out of there.
puts the driver further behind schedule.
Pretty slushy, and it's a big mess. Okay, I'll go get my shovel.
You need to make sure that there's no snow in front of the wheels.
I can't leave him here. You have a job to do.
Now, it's up to the trucker.
Are you ready to try?
To drive his rig
Back up a little bit, and after I go forward.
out of the slush.
Yeah, slowly.
The slush and water. You can't go nowhere with a semi.
Put your wheel straight.
But now it's moving a little bit.
Don't stop. Continue.
But not enough.
Whoa.
what the Coquihalla summit looks like right now?
I'm just climbing up the hill here. It's greasy.
At the Zopkias brake check,
Yeah, slowly.
Maxim's first heavy recovery
Don't stop.
is slipping away.
Whoa!
And his customer is losing valuable time.
I'm gonna need to pull you.
You always need to think ahead, because you always need to have a plan B and plan C.
Maxim hooks low on the bumper near the mounting bracket.
Ready?
I'm confident that I'm gonna get him out of there.
Dropping his spades and raising his boom, Maxim winches with the 1-ton, pulling the semi out of the deep slush.
Pull it out.
I got him out,
Now he's gonna try on his own.
and he can still continue on his journey.
Through trial and error, Maxim finally gets it done.
That's how we learn. All my life I learned the hard way.
I'm a lone wolf. I just do my own way and that's it.
I'm glad you're out of the way now and
I win at the end. If I don't win, I learn.
With the driver a little behind schedule, but safely on his way, Maxim heads back to Hope.
I try my best, and I hope I'm gonna make Jimmy proud.
But the job has taken longer than expected.
On this job, there's no reason to, make this any longer than it has to be. Just get it done, do it.
Hey, Max, how'd your call go?
I went good. I hook it in the bottom, and when I all slowly, but it came out.
When you go out on your own, you're challenged to figure out the problems of that job yourself. So that's okay, things happen, it's how you deal with it, right? Well, it's like a newborn fawn. I mean, it takes a while to learn how to walk. That's the part about being a new guy. This industry needs new, fresh, young talent. And you got the job done, so that's what matters. Who knows? It could be Max. Okay.
Thank you, Jimmy.
No problem.
Next time on Highway Thru Hell. Off-road.
Oh, that was my leverage.
And up a tree.
Oh, bike.
Reliable gets tricky.
Oh, look at this guy.
On a blind curve,
Come on.
Jamie heads upstream.
Merry Christmas!
And holiday cheer
I got more of a beard like him.
for the biggest toy run ever.
Feel like I need some hairspray.